got very good arms.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable. You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. And if you follow the channel, you know at one time I thought Immortal Hulk from Al Ewing and Joe Bennett was without a shadow of a doubt the very best comic book in the industry. It was just amazing horror storytelling that was really tying back into a lot of the fabric of the Hulk character, specifically to a lot of what Peter David did kind of back in the day with Hulk and all of his different personalities. I personally feel that the series has definitely gone downhill as far as quality as of late, specifically, you know, the lead up into Immortal Hulk 25 and then the series thereafter, which I personally am not reading anymore. But we do now have word from artist Joe Bennett that Immortal Hulk will be concluding at issue 50. He and Al Ewing will no longer be on the series and it will be ending. So I'm going to read an article about that from CBR.com. But that is not all. We have word that Jennifer Walters will become the Immortal She Hulk following the Empyre storyline. There's also an article on that from CBR.com. I'm going to read them both. They're pretty short. And then I'm going to bring Yul Carter from Fantastic Comics onto the channel. We're going to talk about Al Ewing and Joe Bennett's Immortal Hulk run ending at issue 50, and also our thoughts on Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk becoming the Immortal She-Hulk. First, let's read the two articles from CBR.com. Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett will come to a close with issue number 50. While sharing artwork from this September's Empyre tie-in one-shot, which gives She-Hulk the Immortal treatment, Bennett confirmed that the series will end with its 50th issue. It is unclear if a new creative team will take over or if a new title starring the character will be eventually launched in its place. Spinning out of the events of Avengers No Surrender, Bruce Banner had risen from the grave as a monstrous version of the Hulk. With his dual identity even more conflicted, Hulk took on a clandestine organization while his supporting cast similarly experienced their own horrific transformations. Launched in June 2018, Ewing and Bennett's series was praised for its horror sensibilities as it took readers on a nightmarish tour of the Green Goliath's history. Banner also came face-to-face with his most insidious threat, his own fractured psyche as Devil Hulk. Created by Al Ewing and artist Butch Gucci, Immortal Hulk number 34 goes on sale June 24th from Marvel Comics. Now let's read the article about Immortal She Hulk. The upcoming Empyre event will see one Avenger undergo a horrifying change as Jennifer Walters will become the Immortal She Hulk. Much like her cousin Bruce Banner, Jennifer will be unable to die, and if she does, her She-Hulk transformation will be triggered. Details about this transformation are scarce, but Marvel's solicitations hint that it will be tied to the aftermath of Empyre. Immortal She-Hulk number 1 will be written by Al Ewing, who is currently penning the Immortal Hulk, with art by John Davis Hunt. Ewing is also co-writing Empyre with Dan Slott, which sees the former Young Avenger Hulkling leading the combined Kree and Skull empires against Earth. The Avengers and Fantastic Four will join forces to stop the invasion. She-Hulk has undergone many transformations, the most recent featuring her becoming a walking gamma bomb. It remains to be seen how her newfound immortality will affect her relationship with the Avengers and if she will cross paths with her cousin. Immortal She-Hulk number 1 goes on sale in September from Marvel Comics. The Empyre event begins in July. So those are the two articles talking about Immortal Hulk ending at issue 50, as well as the rise of the Immortal She-Hulk out of the events of Empyre. Now let's talk to Yul Carter from Fantastic Comics about these two reports, as well as what we think about Al Ewing and Joe Bennett's Immortal Hulk run thus far. We've obviously talked about Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett here on the channel. Started out so hot, was definitely there for like a year. It was the best comic book that you could find, certainly in mainstream comics at Marvel and DC. I personally felt it kind of waned off leading up to Immortal Hulk 25. I read that issue. I haven't gone back since. It was such a turnoff. It was so weird and just felt like a complete departure from the character. But we do have word that we have Immortal Hulk news. It is going to be wrapping up on issue 50, but we also are getting Immortal She Hulk coming out of the Marvel comic event Empyre. And here to talk with me about that is my good friend Yul Carter. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right, man. So what are your thoughts on Immortal Hulk? You know, I'm very surprised that Al Ewing was able to do a story like this. Certainly, he's much more known for working in the cosmic universe and doing really kind of crazy stuff. But to really embrace the horror aspects of Hulk and harken back to all that great stuff that Peter David had done, and you know, Joe Fixit and the demon or Devil Hulk coming back, and he's got like 9 personalities. I thought it was amazing for quite a while.
Yeah, it's and artistically, it was phenomenal. Joe Bennett's like doing his best artwork ever.
So those double page spreads with all the body horror and
oh my god, it's crazy. Oh. Yeah, if you haven't, so Al Ewing, I just want everybody to know he blocked me, and I've never talked to him on Twitter. I was like, I read the first issue of Immortal Hulk, and I'm like, I'm gonna tweet this out about how awesome it is. I'm gonna review it on my show. And I'm like at Al Ewing, and I'm like, I'm blocked. So even then, you know, it kind of colors your perception of how you feel about things sometimes. But even still, it was a pretty awesome series. And up until like the 25th issue.
So you had the same issue I did?
All right. So just to let you know, I've read about till issue 29, and I have the other ones, and I just haven't read them yet. 25 was a head trip for sure. Probably something I want to read again. It's really out there, and I don't know how much sense it really made, but it affected the story going forward, I think, as far as like how the Hulk or Bruce Banner or whoever he is sees the universe and his role in it. And he has taken an anti-capitalist stance. But he's doing it by attacking like Roxxon, you know, the really bad guys out there. It's been better lately. I mean, like the action's been sweet. They've got all the, you know, all the other characters that have been like leading. It's kind of like the early issues were like building his Hulk family back up. And of course, you know, they're all basically dead. They're dead Hulks that he's bringing back. It's kind of like the reverse of like, when they were doing it with the Greg Pak years, you know, it's like they were all healthy and super big and strong, but now they're all these grotesqueries and it's a good series still, but that 25th issue was weird.
It was too weird, and it was obviously the first peak, I think, of the 9th Marvel universe that was going to be the future, and it was essentially Hulk was like they think the one below all, and he was consuming planets, and I don't know, there was some type of seed that saw the universe. They shot it back to the 8th Marvel universe, and it landed, and I can't remember the name of the character that found at the very end. The only time Joe Bennett's art was in the book was certainly the best page in my opinion, even though it was a well illustrated comic. But after that, I was like, this is too weird.
It didn't read like a comic book. It wasn't your normal comic book by any stretch.
It should have been in an anthology or something. It was
It was a spectacular piece of comic books. You know, Hulk has had really out there spacey kind of things in the past. So in that aspect, it kind of like ties in with, you know, previous Hulk stories. It's just, it was like, you know, it was nutty, but I'm down for that kind of stuff. The anti-capitalism stuff and fighting against Roxxon, I'm happy because maybe he was one of my favorite aspects of Jason Aaron's Thor, the Minotaur character, whatever his name is. I don't care about names anymore in my life. But I really enjoy his being a villain for the Hulk right now. So, yeah, as far as 50 issues, that's still quite a ways to go, right? That's like 2 years.
Yeah, they're on issue, I think, 36, so
yeah, something like that.
It's twice monthly, so 16 issues, about 8 months.
Okay, all right. As long as there's no more delays.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know how Joe Bennett keeps up with it, man. That dude is a machine.
He's been around for quite a while, and I'm sure he knows some tricks, even though it looks like he's even more detailed now than he ever has been. I don't know how much that might be because of computers these days. But yeah, he's fantastic. It is stunning seeing his work. And
the Alex Ross covers are just like,
oh yeah, Alex Ross. I've talked with you about Alex Ross before. You know, when he was doing his Marvels or his DC posters, I mean, we sold those at the comic store I worked at then all the time. But I personally thought he was very stiff. And then there was some time recently in the last 10 years where I started really warming up to his work. And I'm not sure if he changed or I did, but his stuff is a lot more imagined. You know what it was? It was this Fantastic Four cover that he did that they made a poster out of. And you see the Fantastic Four in the comic, or in the ship, the rocket ship going up to the moon. And then it tells this story about how they become the Fantastic Four. And it's such a well done cover that ever since then, I've been an Alex Ross fan, and his covers on Hulk are awesome.
I don't like Alex Ross because his paintings are too lifelike. I think comic books should be fantastical and larger than life. So when he's doing like the lineup for Kingdom Come and stuff like that, I don't like it. But when he's doing the Immortal Hulk covers, there's nothing lifelike about Hulk. They're just grotesque and beautiful all at the same time. And that's why I think it really it accentuates his style. If it was just Bruce Banner on the covers, I would hate it.
Yeah. That one with a close-up of the Hulk, you know, the green face. I don't remember what issue that was. Whew, that was amazing. With the
jars, man. That's still one of the best comic books to come out in the last 4 or 5 years. Well, he's got all the jars with the pieces of Hulk in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just the reveal inside the book of that was one of those double spread. That's if that's on paper and you got the cash for that, buy it now. that's one of the few like recent like instant classic comic books up there with like Amazing Spider-Man 310. There's a few others out there that I just think are just phenomenal quality. Like we said, it is ending up on issue 50. We know that Al Ewing is getting a bigger role at Marvel Comics. Obviously, he did the Marvel Comics 1000. He did the overarching story within that. He was also like the architect of Incoming. He's writing Avengers, Fantastic Four, Empyre. He's obviously got Guardians of the Galaxy now. So he's got his hands in a lot more baskets. But he's also introducing a new version of the Immortal Hulk in Immortal She Hulk. I don't get this because Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk is not very similar to Hulk. Like, I don't understand why they keep trying to make her like a female version of the Hulk. That's not what the character is when it's been successful. Obviously, when she was introduced, that was what the character was, and she was thoroughly dismissed, and no one embraced the character. But once they changed her, John Byrne went in there and changed what the character was, then people enjoyed it. Why do they keep trying to make her into a female version of the Hulk? It's gross. It's weird. Yeah, I don't understand that either. I mean, everything's supposed to be about agency, right? Taking life by your own terms. And even when Tamaki took over the She-Hulk story, they called it Hulk, because there was no Bruce Banner Hulk at the time. And it's weird that they fall back on that as much as they do. I know a lot of people don't appreciate She-Hulk now in Avengers, but at least it's a different take. I mean, she is big and hulking and kind of mindless, she feels, but you see her interior monologue, and whether or not you enjoy this stuff, it is at least a little different than just, we're going to make her an Immortal Hulk. What are they going to kill her and bring her back to life? Is that what's going to happen?
The reason she's Immortal Hulk is someone's going to try and kill her. She's going to find out she can't die. So do you think this is going to be an ongoing, or is this just like a one shot?
I saw that they're going to do a one shot, and I don't know if there's any more. I haven't seen anything as far as like ordering is concerned, but I don't know if I got to Marvel yet. So maybe there is something that I'm not sure about. But
yeah, I've only seen the number one. I'm hoping it's just a one shot, but not that it matters. I'm not like a huge She-Hulk fan, but obviously if they put John Byrne on the book, yes, I would come back and buy it. But it's a hard sell for me, especially with the way the character's been treated for the past, 10 years.
I've read some really great She-Hulk. Recently Charles Soule did a 12-issue run on it, and with the exception of some Ron Wimberly art, I personally don't hate it, but I know a lot of people that did. It's very abstract looking. But the rest of the series didn't look like that short bit. And it's really well written and smart, and it's very lawyerly because that's like his gig.
Oh, he is a lawyer. Makes sense.
Exactly. So and it has some humor, but it's not like, you know, John Byrne or Dan Slott humor. Like they're like totally like breaking the walls or anything like that. I also recommend the Dan Slott She-Hulk. That was super funny. She was dealing with like time continuity within Marvel Universe history and lawyering. It was very good. And then, of course, the John Byrne stuff, and that's about it. I like Sensational She-Hulk and the old stuff, but it's not great.
Didn't Chris Claremont do something really spectacular with the character as well?
Did he? I don't remember. The best thing ever was when she was in Fantastic Four with John Byrne, for me personally. That, like you said, it developed the character within a group of other characters that he was trying to resuscitate. And also he brought in Wyatt Wingfoot, a character I hadn't read about before. And I love that guy. Their relationship with his relationship with She-Hulk was pretty cool. And it wasn't like, you know, Tom King Batman or anything. Oh, writing poems to each other on the beach.
so many sonnets and like just lyrics from songs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have bashed on him. Edit that out.
But do you have anything else to say about you know, Al Ewing's time on Immortal Hulk ending obviously at issue 50? That, like I said, it's probably like 8 months or further out, you know, in introducing. Now She-Hulk is going to be Immortal She-Hulk. I think it's kind of silly. Let her be her own character.
Yeah, I agree. Let She-Hulk or Jennifer Walters be her own character. She doesn't need to be a repeat of Bruce Banner. Let's you know, she's had great times on her own, and let's just continue it that way. Don't tie her to him so much. She's a good character.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks a lot, Yul.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.